You guys are from Michigan, which is pretty far from here, but from my knowledge, the music scene is pretty similar in terms of like big pockets of DIY scene, lots of different genres, kind of like a melting pot of all music genres. Can you tell me about what it was like for you in Michigan?
Yeah, absolutely. It was Michigan, or Kalamazoo, Michigan, where we're from, is on the map. We're like right here. So we're right in between Detroit and Chicago, like 2 hours from each city. So a lot of DIY bands will make Kalamazoo a stop, so that they don't have to drive the full 4 hours. They can add another stop and get some money for gas, hopefully, at a DIY show. It's also a music college, or Western Michigan is like known for its music program. So we call it like the student ghetto. It's all these old houses in this neighborhood that the students are renting, and they all have basements. So all these students will just throw these basement shows, and every year there's new ones, or there's ones that go on. It's pretty cool. It's pretty constant. Like even living in Kalamazoo right now, like at least once or twice a week I could go find like a house show or a DIY show if I wanted to.
Can you tell us a little bit about where you got the name Saturdays at Your Place? What you and your band members, how did you come to that?
Honestly, the name is just that was Gabe, our drummer's idea. It was just like a list of names that he brainstormed, and I think that we saw that one on the list and we all really liked it, you know. I feel like it doesn't have like much personal meaning to us, but like a lot of people have said to me, you know, that like it's just very welcoming. Like it feels like hanging out with your friend, you know, like it just brings to mind something positive, you know, hanging out on the weekend. So
now, what would an ideal Saturday at your place look like? Whether you're on the road or at home, you know, what does a Saturday at your place look like?
For me, every Saturday at home, my local neighborhood bar has free pool, so I'm there shooting pool all day.
Okay,
that's what I like
a good
to
way
do
to
in my
spend your
free
Saturday.
time. Yeah. So all my buddies will come and we'll hang out and just shoot pool all day.
Now, you were saying that a lot of people resonate with your band name because it's like friendly, relatable, and I find that listening to your music, it's very honest, it's very relatable lyrics. What is it like when your closest friends and family and the people in your lives hear your music and your lyrics? Do they ever have any interesting reactions? I know you have a lyric about that, but do they ever come up to you and be like, hey, are you good? Or like, do they hear and react to them?
Yeah, honestly, it can be uncomfortable. I really don't like listening to my music around people that I know, unless I'm like just showing them something for the first time. But even then, it's like still pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah.
When you're vulnerable in your music like we are, I don't know. Especially family members is just like it's probably a lot for them to hear, and. Yeah, I don't really like it too much. I don't really like sharing it with them. But they're all, I mean, our families are all so supportive. They love it, and they from the beginning, you know, they've been there for us. So it's great. And they all like the music, so I guess it's not too depressing.
Right. Now, have you ever written a song for someone, whether it's a partner, a family member, or a friend? And if you did you show it to them and give them a heads up, or you were like, I'm just gonna put it out there?
Yeah, if it's like something that's personal, I'll usually give somebody a heads up about it. Like, hey, I wrote this, like, you know, just so you know, so it doesn't catch somebody by surprise, you know. And I think Gabe is kind of the same way with his songs, but yeah, just a heads up I think is nice for some people. Otherwise, if they're fans or if they're just listening, they're going to be like, huh.
Yeah. Would people from other eras of your life, like when childhood, high school, be surprised that you're in a touring band right now, or would they have known like, oh, that was going to be your destiny or something that you would have done?
I think they're all surprised.
Yeah.
The ones that know are definitely surprised. I played a lot of sports in high school.
Okay.
I didn't do any music until 2018. I picked up a bass when I was 18 or 19 years old for the first time. Yeah, they'd be surprised.
Yeah.
It was because I was three sport athlete. It was all
Wow.
the time. Yeah.
I know it's funny because some people I talk to that are in bands, they were either like a theater geek or a music kid or like in a bunch of bands in high school. So a lot of people are like, no surprise there that they're still touring, but this was like a new venture for you later in life.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't until college that I picked up the bass and started trying to make music. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And college is where you guys formed. Were you
Yes.
all studying music or preparing to do something in the music industry at that time?
Yes, I did a year at a different college at Grand Valley State University, and I went for marketing, and I absolutely hated it. I hated business in the business college, so I very quickly figured I wanted to do something else, and transferred to Western Michigan University for sound engineering because I thought that was something I could do. And that's where I met Mitch and Gabe. I met them both through a mutual friend that I had. Gabe and I were in the same program. Mitch was a chemistry major who just happened to also play guitar. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Were you guys in the music scene? You said in Kalamazoo there is a good area of music. Is that kind of where you guys bonded, and like was it something that was appealing to you guys to be a part of?
Yeah, definitely. When we were first hanging out, like the first time we met each other was through playing music. Like we didn't know each other before playing music together. But like when we were hanging out at that time, it would be like going to the house shows and talking about how one day we're going to play these house shows. And then we played our first house show. It was a different band name at the time, but that was, I think, 3 or 4 days before the pandemic hit.
Wow.
So we played like our first house show, and then it was like, well, all right.
Yeah. What did you guys do during the pandemic? Was it kind of on pause, or did you pick it up later?
We picked it up later,
Okay.
but I think a lot of us spent time like playing our instruments and writing and continuing to do that. So when we did get together, we were all kind of ready for it.
Yeah, for sure. Now I'm going to pick apart one of your lyrics really quick.
Yeah.
In What Am I Supposed to Do? You guys write,
I only write about feeling bad. I only write when I'm all bad.
do you guys find that to still be true in your writing and how you guys are working?
Me personally, I find that I can be more inspired like that. Gabe wrote that lyric, but I think both of us are kind of in the boat where that definitely helps, but we've also like when you have to write consistently, you have to learn how to write no matter what mood you're in, which is for me it's a big challenge to try and write something when I'm not feeling particularly inspired.
For sure.
So yeah, it's kind of true, but like I think we've kind of grown to at the same point to try and figure out how to, do it without needing those emotions.
Yeah. You also have touched in your songs about being a touring band and being homesick or going home and feeling like, what am I doing here? You guys have been touring for quite a while now at this point. Do you have a good balance now with going home and being on the road, or is it still kind of a challenge each tour?
No, we haven't found any balance yet.
That's right.
We've been going really hard now for a minute. Before this tour, we were out for 8 weeks straight, and then we had 3 weeks at home, and then had a hometown show, and then left for this one. As soon as we get home from this tour, we're going to be home for 4 days, and then we fly back to to Europe and the UK to do a tour there. So we have not really found that balance yet, but we are taking some time off of touring this fall. We're doing Riot Fest in Chicago, but that's the only show we have booked after July.
Now, I would have to imagine that all of this traveling and playing things like Riot Fest and Warped Tour are kind of like a pinch me moment, maybe something that you didn't even imagine would happen, before you were doing music. What is a standout memory for you so far as a member of Saturdays at Your Place?
I think for me, the coolest show that I've played recently was in London. We did our first headliner in the Europe and UK, and we played like a sold-out show to like 800 people in London, and it was pretty surreal to be on like a different part of the world and like just have people there still singing along and really having a good time. Also, they really know how to party in London.
Yeah.
For some reason, those shows just go really hard.
I was going to ask, in Michigan, what are the crowds like compared to like where you've traveled? Because, New Jersey and Philly have kind of a reputation of going hard and being good crowds. So I know that bands look forward to coming here, but what have you found in your experience?
No, Philly's great. New Jersey, we've only played here once. So tonight will, I guess, be like the ultimate tester for that. So I'm excited about that. The Michigan shows that we have, those are always just absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
I think just because we're one of the Michigan bands. Obviously, Hot Mulligan's from Michigan too, but us being a Michigan band, I think that it really hypes people up to have us there.
For sure. I know when we're here, when local bands play that are, on more national level at this point, the energy is just so elevated. So
Yeah.
I can imagine it's like that for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. We love our Michigan shows. They're awesome.
Now, if you were to plan or tell someone a plan to do in Michigan, like a cool itinerary or places to see, what would you tell them to do? I know it's quite a big state, but
Oh, man.
I'm sure you have some good recs.
You got to see the UP. It's so far, but the UP is just beautiful.
Okay.
Also, not a lot of people like winter, but I love winters in Michigan. I think that it's absolutely beautiful, and I'd recommend like going skiing or snowboarding in Michigan. It's not like going out west, but it's certainly it's a lot of fun, and it's a little more casual. Or the other thing I might suggest is like going to the Great Lakes. That's a classic.
Yeah.
For me, I try to stay out of the sun because I have red hair. I get sunburned easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd probably say that, like, go skiing in the winter or see the Great Lakes. They're pretty sweet.
Sounds beautiful to me. Now, you guys just played Warped Tour this past weekend, which, like the other things I said, probably a pinch me moment. When you were there, did you have any surreal moment or like a little maybe starstruck moment, or any bands that you checked out that you were excited to see?
For me personally, I never really went to Warped Tour as a kid. I went 1 year, when I was closer to 20 years old, I think, or it was I think it was one of the last years that they did it. So for me, I never really had Warped Tour as this thing. So it's just kind of crazy to go there and be like, oh yeah, this used to be huge. And I kind of didn't really know, I guess, the scale of what Warped Tour was. But I will say, like this Riot Fest coming up, that's one for me that that was the local festival that I went to.
Wow.
So Riot Fest will probably be one of those moments for me. And I definitely had a moment last year's Warped Tour where actually I'm going to shout out a band from Asbury Park, Streetlight Manifesto. That was the first concert I ever went to.
Good one.
And I got to stand side stage for their show at Warped last year. And I got to say hi to him after, and it was very cool.
That's a really cool
That was
moment.
a full circle moment for me. So